Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations and much love to the rest of you sincere Aki and pushing the word in truth and sincerity. This is the cleric Azar coming at you with another lesson. I'm continuing in my lot to bring you my ongoing series from excerpts of Hollywood, this factory of perverseness. Another observation of predictive programming, how art imitates life and vice versa. Just a reminder, the purpose of my videos is to show correlations. A correlation is an observation of a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. I use movies to extract or extrapolate a narrative. I'm not glorifying the Hollywood culture or life. I have a wide knowledge of films, whether it be foreign or domestic. And I just use them as an example to bring out those similarities and those correlations. To quote Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest source of material for motion pictures is the Bible. I call this lesson, The Most High Kills as Well as Heals. Okay, the image I have on display here is from a film I watched recently. Of course, being this truth, I reflected on this particular series. This movie was released on March 16, 1991. The title of it is Mobile Suit Gundam F91, directed by Yoshiyuki Tomino. And basically, I don't really have to go into the movie synopsis of this. I've just been on a anime kick up lately, and I've been watching a lot of Gundam. And basically, there's a lot of war and terror and death and destruction in this particular series, and very fast moving, and you got to keep up with it. But basically, I watched a review of it before purchasing this particular film, and the reviewer had brought out the fact that in the intro or the beginning of this film, there was a battle, and there was so much destruction going on that the body count was just increasing. And usually with movies, when it comes to disaster level events, such as war, battle, even natural events, it's rare when they show the body count, how it's actually affecting people on the ground or even in the air or in the sea. This particular situation, it was in a particular station where humans have actually left planet Earth because of population reasons, and they are living in these little space stations, but it's converted to look like, if you saw Elysium, it's kind of like that. The people are living in, you have grass, you have water and so forth, you have air and all that, and but it's just up in space. So anyway, this battle had started commencing. These mech suits, as you can see in the middle, that's considered a mech suit, particularly a Gundam. But this mobile suits, they were fighting, and people were scattering and running for shelter, running for safety and so forth. And one woman was carrying her baby, and this one mobile suit had fired upon another mobile suit. And in the midst of that, he unloaded his shell casings. You have an automatic pistol, and you fire the bullet, and the shell casing comes out the side. Well, this particular mobile suit had unloaded so many rounds that shell casings were flying all over the place. And these shell casings were almost as big as like a refrigerator, like a small mini fridge. Okay, and this particular shell casing hit this lady while she was carrying her baby, and killed her instantly. Okay, because of the weight of it. It fell on her. And as I was watching it, even the reviewer was mentioning how just talking about the level of carnage, and I had to actually think about turning this into a lesson, because that's how the things are in this world, and how things have been in the past, things are currently happening in the present, and what's going to happen on even a higher rate in the future. And it all is due to the Most High, hence the title of this being The Most High Kills as Well as Heals. But I want to go into the Old Testament, specifically 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 6, where it reads, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai killeth and maketh alive, he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Okay, so it's the Most High that gives the order for death on the planet. So he's like the ultimate serial killer. All right, every single death is atoned to him. Okay, and he also maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Look what he did to Yahweh Shai, the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, who is a black man in the flesh. Okay, or a so-called black man, I should say, because none of us are really black. That's a video for another day. Okay, but as well as he kills, he also wounds. He also heals as well. All right, so he can take out a life. He can also create a life. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 39, it reads, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So this is a straight cut to you wacky tacky Christians out there, because they a lot of people will sit back and say, "Oh, my God doesn't do that. My God wouldn't do that." And hey, the scriptures say otherwise. Okay, and I've been in the book of Job a lot recently, and as a perfect example how the Most High allowed Satan to do those certain things to Job, how he lost certain possessions and how he regained those possessions. He lost certain family members and he gained family members back. Okay, and it's all due to the Most High. Job chapter 5 verse 18, and it reads, "For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth and his hands make whole." Now, when you go into the New Living Translation, it reads as such: "For though he wounds, he also bandages. He strikes, but his hands also heal." Okay, so especially when you, like I was just saying recently in the same lesson about how wacky tacky Christians or even people of this world will sit back and say, "Oh, why would the Most High take out a baby or someone who they think doesn't really deserve death?" But apparently, if the Most High gave the order, the person did deserve death. Okay, and you're going to have a lot of that coming in Jacob's trouble. You're going to see a lot of old, young, and little children, and along with women, being destroyed. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 6. Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 6, and it's going to bring up that point. "Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Now that mark is going to be upon the elect. Okay, and begin at my sanctuary. This is the people that know that they are Israelites. All right, to know the truth. Reading on, "Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house." Okay, the ancient men is going to be the elderly men. Okay, so no one is exempt with the Heavenly Father. Okay, no one's exempt. Okay, that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. All right, because Lord willing, I want to be part of that number. Okay, so be one of the ones that don't taste of death. Okay, and to live forever and ever with the Most High and His Son, Yahushua. Okay, because like I said, we're going to be approaching a season where there's going to be the amount of bodies that are going to be laying about are going to be innumerable. Okay, a plethora, as I should say. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 3 reads, "A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up." Okay, and that's the time we're going to be heading in. These times have happened before because it's a season. All right, there's been times where the Most High sent Israel to be taken down, and there was times where He brought Israel back up. Okay, let me read that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 3, and it reads, "A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up." Okay, and this is a time where the Heavenly Father is going to bring forth the heaven on earth under Yahushua, and of course King David, and the joint heirs being the elect. Okay, well, I'm going to end it on this. I always like to end my videos on a good note with some type of silver lining, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. So in other words, there is a happy ending. And I think I'm about may have to change this particular saying, because when I think about the ending, there is no ending to the children of Israel. The promises that were given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is that they will last forever. Okay, specifically to their descendants. Okay, and that is what's going to happen, because the elect will live like gods and forever and ever. Okay, and they'll be able to have children that will live forever and ever. Okay, and all these sicknesses and diseases that we're experiencing now, eventually this is going to be put on our enemies, which you can find in the book of Psalms chapter 83. All right, but it's specifically the heathen nations. Okay, so they're not going to get the same promises as the descendants of Jacob, or you Israelites, you blacks, Native Americans, Latinos. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 15 reads, "And the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest, upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee." Okay, so yeah, so all right, so there's certain things, you see it to this day. You see the heathen nations, they eat certain things that are considered abominable. And you would think that, your people, you Israelites, you blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, you could do the same thing, but you can't. All right. And you have certain sicknesses and diseases that are almost specific to your people. Like, hey, just look at sickle cell. Okay, you don't hear about other heathen nations with these kind of diseases. Okay. Well, like I said, no need to really point out the specifics behind this particular movie. I was just watching it and just being in this particular Japanese anime fix that I've been experiencing, and just saw this particular scene and saw the lady being killed by that shell casing and her holding the baby, and just imagine just how it's going to be in Jacob's trouble. So no reason to go and check this out. I mean, you just playing movies where you see that kind of example played out, but I just wanted to share that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.